Hello Sagittarius, welcome back to Lanmou Tarot. This is a general reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Thank you so much, Sag, for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll be using the Tuft Tarot, and I will use the After Tarot for clarification, okay? As usual, like we shuffle this card. Ooh, energy is coming out for you, Sag. We have the Princess of Disc and Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune that flew out for you, Sagittarius. Okay. Perhaps it's time for you to for a new beginning in some kind of a career. All right, new beginning in work. You're starting something new, Sag. The time has come. Alright, one more. Spirit, what message do you have for Sagittarius friends? Alright. We have lust, number 11, the Ace of Cups, the Emperor, the Six of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. Lots of fire energy. And we have the Princess of Swords at the bottom of the deck for you, Sagittarius. So there is some communication that needs to happen, okay? Some communication needs to happen in regards in a love situation, right? The princesses are the earthy part, right, of the suits. So this is like earthy swords. So even though that communication may seem immature, but it still will be a grounded communication, okay? Someone spent some time in thinking this through in their own way, So let's start here. The first card we have is Lust, and this is number 11. And in this deck, number 8 and 11 are switched. Number 8, the trump card, Major Arcana 8 is Justice, so the Major Arcana 11 is Lust, would be Strength, right? And as we see here, the imagery that we're familiar with, we have that lion looking being, but with the face of a woman, and we have the lady here holding what seems like a lantern that opens to the gates of the universe, to the gates of the divine, okay? She's accessing the power of the divine. That's what's allowing her to tame that beast. And it's almost like that beast it's the beast within her, because once you remove that mask of a lion face, what you see is the face of a woman, because we cannot see her face here. We cannot see her face here, really. Her face is turned. Her face is turned. So it's almost, she is the beast. She is embodying the energy of the beast by reaching up to the universe, to the divine, to the eternal life force that we all have access to tap in, right? That's what she's using to tame that beast, and perhaps that beast within, she herself is the beast, and she herself too can tame it. A sense of like, you yourself, you know yourself the best, right? You know how to tame yourself the best as well, if you really get to know yourself. So Sag, there is a situation here, and let's not forget this card is called Lust in this deck, okay, in the Tuft Tarot. So there is a situation here where it seems like that's requiring your strength, okay? And using your strength, your feminine strength, will bring you victory. There's a lot of fire energy here. A lot of fire energy for you, Sag. And of course, you're a fire sign. So, so that's good. So that's a good thing. There's a lot of action taking. You have water and fire. And I feel like some of you may be dealing with with an emotional situation, because we have the Ace of Cups that's followed. That's that emotional offering, right? New emotional new beginning, an offer from the universe, an offer from the divine, an offer from coming, the source of that flowing, the source where that liquid is that's flowing in the water is way above. It's overflowing a cup, but it's up to us whether or not we accept that offer. And at the bottom of it is the Queen of Cups. Again, this is the creative queen. This is the emotional queen. I don't know if it's me, but I don't see the image of the actual queen here. Let me pull the card closer to you. It's such an interesting card. There is a lot going on in this card. But what we see here is that infinite power, that recycled energy, that same one we see here that vibrates through, right, the water overflowing, that create that cascade. It's that same that we see here. That's a reflection of the above under the water. And that pelican is walking. It's as if so above, as above, so below. We have those two lotus flowers here. Life. Creative power. It's such a creative card. The imagery here can stay at it for quite a while. Meditate on that. So there was a real sense of creative energy, of overflowing abundance of energy here. Okay, a never-ending source, a recycled force of energy, being able to, it's like as it comes and comes back in a cycle. It's never ending. It's almost like you have tapped into the well of the universe, right? That we know is abundant and infinite. And this is what I'm getting here with that Ace of Cups and that Queen of Cups for you, Sagittarius. You have been able to use your strength to access the universal life source, to use your feminine energy to find victory. And it's that life, that universal life source that keep replenishing you, your being, the queen inside. That offer is being extended to you over and over and over and over and over and over again. You remain the queen, because it's never ending. That source is infinite. Like you've got it. Now you have access to it. You know you will always have access to it. You will always be abundant in emotion, abundant in love, abundant, victorious. Okay, that's what I'm getting for you, Sag. You've tapped into something very, very powerful, never-ending source of love, of abundance. That's so beautiful. It's like you find the what do you call that? The well of youth, the well of eternity, where you never die, you never get old. I can't remember the expression in English, but that's kind of like a sense that I'm getting here for you. You were able to tap into that life source, and now it's like you're good. You know it. You know what you know, and you're good. And let's look here. This is 11. So that's literally 1, 1, 1. Right? That's confirmation. For me, at least. That's my confirmation. And here we have the Emperor. Standing strong in your power. Leadership abilities. Control. You have full control of the whole kingdom here. You can harness the energy of all the kings in the fire, passion of the King of Wands, the intellect, mental abilities of the King of Swords, the creativity, emotionality of the King of Water. The resources, right? The great material resources and abilities of the King of Earth is abundance and wealth as well. You are the emperor now because you have been able to tap into that life source energy, into that fountain of youth. That's the expression I was looking for earlier. Yes, that's what it is. Fountain of youth, fountain of everlasting life. And here we have the Eight of Wands. I love this Eight of Wands. You have a rainbow creating that archway. That Eight of Wands also have the ones the way they're formed here. That parallelograms inside that square. And then we have the ones creating a sort of a wheel, a spinning wheel. Again, showing that never ending, the cycle it's that you keep going through, right? These ones are not going in just one directions. These ones are going every direction. South, north, east, west, northwest, south, east. You have it all covered. You have every direction covered. And this card is called swiftness, and you're moving fast. You're in charge of all the kingdoms, every corner of your kingdom. And you can cover them really fast. You're aware of everything that's going on. This is the card also of Mercury in Sagittarius. I started this reading saying perhaps communication is needed in certain area. Mercury is the planet of communications, right? So for some of you, perhaps there is a need for you to communicate that change, Sagittarius. That new person that you are now. If it's a new position that you stepped into, if it's a work situation that you stepped into a new position, or especially if it's a creative situation, or you've invented a new product, right? You've come into something that has never been before, or you've discovered something new. There is a need for you to communicate, a way for you to publish that new discovery. And you will be very victorious in this endeavor. Whatever, if it's something new that you're starting on here. And if it's a love relationship, same applies. Look at this. We have the Eight of Wands, clarifying the Eight of Wands. Fast moving energy, communication, perhaps even travel. This is Spirit saying, I said what I said. Wow. Sagittarius. Communication will be had. You will do it, and you'll be swift with it. Everyone will know who's in charge now. Remember at the beginning when I was shuffling, I told you the Two of Cups pulled out, and if it was supposed to come, it will come again. This is your Two of Cups inside on top of the Queen of Cups. Sagittarius, you have the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Two of Cups. Clearly for some of you, you're dealing with a love situation here, or something that's gonna bring greater harmony in your life, something that will whether it's a relationship or a work situation or whatever it is, it's something that you will be way more aligned to with, okay? It will bring you a great deal of harmony and love and just peace and satisfaction. You are clearly on your way and everything is moving so fast. This is so beautiful, Capricorn. You have a new beginning that's bringing you a lot of love and a lot of abundance, and everything is happening quick. Spirit clarification on the Lost card here. Clarification on the Lost card here. On our Strength card. Clarification. What does In what aspect of life Capricorn needed to use their strength? Some clarification here, Spirit. Clarification. Here we go. We have more than one, and we'll take them. We have the Chariot and the Hangman, number 7 and number 12. So there was a departure. Your strength was to know when to, the strength you had to use was to really know when to move and when to go, when to wait and when to go. It was balancing that. It was a balancing act you were dealing with, Sagittarius. You had to know, using your intuition, the new level of perspective, new enlightenment that you received. You had to know when to stop, when to take a break, and when to move. And you did that so well, because you are connected to that energy. You are connected with the divine. So you use that connection, that you know when to jump, when to attack, especially if you're starting a new career, or you're trying to introducing a new product into the market. You really have to be strategic as to when to communicate that thing, to introduce that thing or that relationship or that person to the world as your person, or that product as this is what I've been cultivating, this is what I've been working on. Spirit, clarification on that Ace of Cups for Sagittarius. Clarification on that Ace of Cups for Sagittarius. Clarification on that Ace of Cups for Sagittarius. And there we go. We had a thing coming here. And we have the Death card. So there was an ending. Ace of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. There was an ending, perhaps, that brought clarity to a situation so that a new beginning could happen. Okay? That strength card, knowing when to stop and when to go, when to move forward, in victory. That change, picking up that cup, accepting that offer, accepting that new beginning, was a true transition into something greater, into something that brings you closer to your life purpose, closer to yourself, closer to that abundance, that emperor you want to be. There needed to be an ending. You had to transition out of something else, Sag. That's the clarification on the Ace of Cups. That Ace of Cups brought an ending. Perhaps an ending to a way of being, even. Oh, we have a jumper. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And at the bottom of the deck, we have playfulness. Okay, so I would not be surprised. Emperor is definitely higher level of commitment, higher level of responsibility, higher level of leadership, higher level in every way. And it seems like the change is happening quite fast. And here we had lust and we had victory. It's overcoming that lust. It's using strength to overcome that. And perhaps there was some kind of a waiting period before you could move forward if it's a relationship situation, okay? And you have to be strong in the waiting before you could move forward. Before you could accept that Ace of Cups, you had to leave something behind. But what happened is communication happened, and now you are receiving everything that you are due, everything that you've ever wanted. Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. Yes, and I think you did that. Unleash the Wild Within is at the bottom of the deck. Honor your inner knowing. I'm not even going to read that from the book, and I've been reading them. I feel like, Sag, you knew. It's not just your inner knowing. You understood. You really, and Sagittarius, you very psychic anyways. You have great wisdom. Sagittarius, right? You are the sage of the zodiac. You really, like, that is the first card we pulled. It's such an interesting strength card. You really, like, just looking at this, it's as if you reached up and then you tapped, you connected directly with the source, with the life source of the universe, of the divine, with that universal life source. and then you just tapped, and then from there on the victory was guaranteed. From there on, that couple, like abundance, right? Everything that you could ever wish for, the fountain of youth, whether it's a higher level of commitment, whether it's abundance in finances, in work opportunities, whatever it is. It's as if like you could not go wrong. Once you tapped into that energy, everything was at your disposal. That's what I feel here. Honor your inner knowing. You have that. You got this. You got this, Sag. You are just magic right now. You're just magical right now. You're well on your way, and everything is happening so fast. So fast when you've come into contact with that inner knowing, with that greater, higher knowing. And I'm so happy for you. And I do hope this reading resonates with you, Sagittarius. And please come back at mid-month and enjoy the beginning of March. Spring is almost here. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for your continued support. Once again, remember, love is the only answer. Thank you so much, Sag. I'll see you soon. Bye.